Yo, yo! Record of the day is Doorway by the Usual Suspects, and it is the Gridlok and Echo remix. This one stomps. Yeah, so I first heard this, just like most people, on the Dungeon Master's Guide mix from Diesel Boy back in what? '04, which is the same year this came out, later that year. For all of us pedestrians, anyways. This shit stomps. This is a record, like I said, it came out in '04, but this could have come out 10 years later and had an equal presence. You know, it doesn't sound like it's from '04. I mean, it really is polished. Not that things weren't back then, but this really has a danceability and a polished aggression that I think took a little while to kind of come to fruition in our scene. On Dungeon Master's Guide, Diesel Boy did a good job with this. He had a track prior to this that had really good amens, kind of dancing around the beat, and he kept that shit going. Basically double dropped it with this, but like pulled that first record out and let this long break happen that comes in, and the amens is kind of just scattershot over this newly established boom bap beat. And this track is crazy mixable. Just that rise down. It pulls over everything. Higher, push it down. It's just mixes itself almost, as long as you know what the fuck you're doing. Comes in like a goddamn cannon. It hits like a car alarm or something going through a megaphone. That shit is loud. It's got a lot of range to it. You know, some Gridlok tunes don't always have a prominent low end. Comparatively speaking, it's there, but it's not always doing that much work. But this one really has this swell to it. Like the kicks have a double to them. They're like ba-dum, ga-dum, ga-dum, ga-dum. And that second kick has a good, strong swell down through the sub bass and everything. It's well made from my outside point of view. And the track does the work, man. It does not overstay its welcome. You can hear it winding down now already. So if you wanted to mix it right here, you could. If you wanted to let it run back into the break, it will very shortly, as you can see right around here. This is actually one that I don't have on digital yet, but I did look for it on Beatport. It is out there, but you couldn't find it for a little bit. But it's something I'm going to work back into my digital crates there a little bit, just because it fucking knocks, dude. Yeah, really kind of one of the turning stones for that more, like, there was a really cinematic turn that drum and bass took in the 2000s. That, like, everything had, like, a movie sample, a lot of shit from, like, Blade 3. And, like, The Matrix, obviously. And just, like, you know, it could sound pretty tough guy, sure. But it got fucking tired real quick of, like, all these tunes would, like, wind into this long, unmixable, atmospheric shit. And then, like, movie sample. And then crush. And, like, yeah, it's a good formula here and there. But, like, it really got played out pretty fast. And this one, I think, does it well. It doesn't use the sample as, like, the point before the crescendo, which, yeah, like I said, got tired. And it was polished and danceable. And this is an era where you had a lot of like early Current Value and Lime Wax, which was polished, but just undanceable pots and pans mayhem. Like I like that shit. I respect it. I respect the artistry of it. But you're still DJs, man. We're still DJs. We're still out there supposed to entertain other people. And if people come to an area to try to get down, and you just play them this flood of borderline unfollowable percussion, they're not gonna dance. So this one was really good because it had this danceability while still having that polished, aggressive, dirty, really dark sound that kind of dominated for a long time in this era. So it's one of the better ones in my opinion. I also like this whole record, this whole EP, two records actually, because they're Renegade hardware, which is iconic and one of the best labels in drum and bass. But they come like this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they come unlabeled. It didn't even have like a name for the EP or anything like that. It just had the artist and title spot where you can just write it in yourself. I think the actual thing was just called Hardware Limited 01. I don't know if any of these tunes off of this got a proper release outside of that, where they had like cover art and the full presentation. But I'm glad I got this one. If there's a different one, I still want this one. I like rare shit or rare looking shit. Things that seem like they were harder to get. Not that I tried hard to get this. I ordered it from Juno or Satellite or whoever, and it showed up on my doorstep, whatever that doorstep was at the time. Probably New Hampshire. But yeah, I like that kind of shit. I mean, I think a lot of us in this culture are drawn to that rare gem element. That's why we all want dub plates and we all want the one side 45s and just that kind of stuff. I think we are collectors at heart, and it's part of the passion. So yeah, this is the last record I pulled off the shelf downstairs before the fucking thing collapsed. If any of you guys saw that on my various social medias, my fucking record shelf collapsed last night at around just before 1 o'clock in the morning. Just gotten home from work and I was trying to relax and it sounded like a gunshot went off downstairs, so I grabbed the biggest knife I could find and went down there ready to stab up some intruders, only to find my collection asunder. So I'll still keep doing these, but they're gonna be pulled off of piles on the floor until I can find a better way to store them shits. But yeah, that's a side note. Doorway from Usual Suspects, Gridlok and Echo remix. You all heard it on Dungeon Master's Guide. It's a banger. Just play it out for everybody. Play it for your mom. She'll love it. That's gonna do it for today, kiddos. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.